who's in that vehicle right now is alive.
It's delicate work when you see what we've got here. So Mark was letting us know that it's almost as though
put this shit on
the bus
YouTube.
is on top of the car. The car is sort of wedged underneath. The front part of the car is wedged underneath the bus. So the delicate work comes in stabilizing the scene, extracting the patient carefully without further harm to them, but in an efficient manner because, again, they have to get this person medical care as soon as possible, but also get these vehicles apart. And it all sort of has to happen at the same time. So you've got the crew of people there working in coordination with one another. No move is made without consulting the people that are looking after the patient.
And you see over on the right side, one of the firefighters is holding on to a hose just in case, a fire breaks out. You never know. It makes me so nervous to see those firefighters at the rear of the vehicle. One of them was crawling underneath it, but it looks like they're hooking it up to do, Mark, what you had talked about a moment ago.
Oh, man, I hope it doesn't hurt her.
Yeah, it sure does, and you can see just a whole bunch of firefighters working to help stabilize this patient here and hopefully stabilize the vehicle if in fact they do decide to separate the bus from that car. And if they figure that the best way to do that would be to reverse that bus, we certainly hope that and we assume that they are going to be stabilizing that car as best they can. At the moment, it looks like they're just working on the car side of this accident here, and they're just working to stabilize the patient, hopefully, and to extricate her. If in fact it is woman here safely.
Do we know anything about the bus driver? There's another person being taken out on a stretcher, so we don't know if that person was another passenger in the vehicle or maybe a passenger on the bus. But they're putting a neck board on, a back board on this person. What do you know about that, Mark?
You know what? Not much. We're seeing these shots for the first time, just like you are here. We suspect that some of those people may be onlookers. Some of those people may in fact be passengers who are aboard the bus. We're not sure who that patient is right there being cared for by the LA City Fire Department here. That may be a passenger on the bus. It may in fact be a passenger in the passenger car. We just don't know at this point. But yeah, we will stay overhead and try and work this out. But yeah, the fire department's still working on that driver in that sedan here, which is still pinned underneath that bus.
And I didn't see the bus driver. I didn't see anyone in a uniform that's suggestive of the person who is driving the actual
they moved
bus.
it.
I guess it's possible.
They moved it.
The
car
right there is the bus driver.
Yeah, it certainly is. We can't tell. If we zoom in kind of a little bit there, it's hard to make it out at this point. Yeah, it's hard to make out at this point. It doesn't look like a uniform. It looks like it may be a female patient here. Whether that was someone on the street or whether that was a passenger on the bus, we just don't know at this point.
At this time of day, people going to work, people maybe taking their children to school. Did you see the amount of people taken off that bus? Because that bus at this time of day could have been full.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know how many people were on the bus here. In fact, if you see the people here on the sidewalk, there's these folks, may be some onlookers, they may be some passengers who came off the bus. There is a crowd kind of gathering on both sides of the street here. There you have the corner right there, and that may be some more onlookers and as well as passengers on the bus. We just don't know how many people were aboard the bus at that time, at the time of the crash.
Right, if you're just joining us at 8:24, what you're looking at right now is a live picture from Hollywood. This is Hollywood Boulevard, actually, just east of Laurel Canyon, and a car has collided head-on with a bus. It's not a school bus. It appears to be an MTA bus. The driver is, in fact, still trapped in the car right there that's partially underneath the bus. The firefighters have hooked some sort of a cable to the vehicle. It appeared for a moment as if they were going to try to pull that car out, making sure that the driver isn't further injured in any way. And so they're taking all the precautions they need to do that while they try to extricate this person.
Yeah, this is a massive challenge here for them to make sure that this person is stabilized before they move anything around, because oftentimes, further injury can be caused when they move the vehicle. So they're triple and double checking. It's obviously easier to move the car than there it goes. It's easier to move the car than to do the bus.
Moving the car.
they obviously want to make sure that everybody's back in the scene. There are a lot of onlookers, and again, we don't know if those are people that were on the bus or eyewitnesses. Eyewitness account is probably going to help them figure out what exactly went on here as well, especially if we don't know what the condition of the bus driver is. It looks as though they may be treating some other people over on the sidewalk here, that shot that we're getting right now.
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, it sure does. I don't know if you guys have my voice here, but it sure does look like the city fire department is working with an additional patient here just on the north side of the street. We assume that some of these folks may be onlookers. We assume that some of these folks may have been passengers on the bus. It looks like, another person, an additional person is being treated here by city fire department paramedics.
All right, Mark Cotto, thanks for bringing us the pictures here. We now see that the car is being pulled away. We will ask you to stay over the scene, and we will take a short break right now. We're going to come back to this momentarily.